अहमद आ गया।
Surprise!
All yours.
Thank you.
Friends. Thanks, bro. पीछे भी देखो। How special it is.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, it is. Come, I'll show you around. अंदर से देख कैसी है? कैसी लगी ब्रो?
यार गाड़ी तो बहुत अच्छी है, पर ये सब छोड़ो, ये बता कि तेल कितना पीती है?
भाई तेल हो गया पुराना, छोड़ो। लेट मी शो यू व्हाट पावर दिस कार हैज। आ जाओ, कम आई शो यू।
Yes, bro. Is it powerful enough to run a car?
Yes, bro. It is powerful enough to run a car and has a very good mileage. और ऊपर से इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल है, वो भी पूरा environment friendly और फ्यूल कार्स की तरह नहीं. Let me tell you more of the benefits of this technology.
This technology ensures that eco-friendly, quiet and efficient vehicles will be on our roads. There are still certain challenges to be overcome so that many advantages of the electric power chain can be leveraged, but the breakthrough will come about. Noticing the climate changes, the oil shortage and air pollution, it is quite evident that mobility has to be carbon dioxide neutral in the future. E-cars and hybrid vehicles emit fewer exhaust gases than cars with combustion engines. Electromobility is therefore an important way of enabling that, as long as the power is obtained from renewable energies. The Boston Consulting Group predicts that electric vehicles will have a market share of up to 50% by 2030. But what does switching to electromobility mean, and what are its consequences? So, let us first understand what electromobility is. Electromobility or e-mobility is the use of electric cars as well as e-bikes or pedelecs, electric motorbikes, e-buses and e-trucks. The common feature of all of them is that they are fully or partly driven electrically, have a means of storing energy on board and obtain their energy mainly from the power grid. The transition to electric mobility can be eased by the introduction of hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles combine two powertrain technologies. They can usually cover shorter distances with their electric drive, but their combustion engine means they can also manage long journeys without any problem. We shall now focus on the thing that powers the electric cars, the battery. Electric vehicle batteries differ from starting, lighting and ignition, SLI batteries, as they are designed to give power over sustained periods. Deep cycle batteries are used instead of SLI batteries for these applications. Batteries for electric vehicles are characterized by their relatively high power to weight ratio, specific energy and energy density. Smaller, lighter batteries reduce the weight of the vehicle and improve its performance. The most common battery types in modern electric cars are lithium-ion and lithium polymer batteries because of their high energy density compared to their weight. In terms of operating costs, the price of electricity to run an EV is a small fraction of the cost of fuel for equivalent internal combustion engines, reflecting higher energy efficiency. Let us discuss why electromobility is important in the current scenario. The emissions from the current fuel-powered vehicles are having a serious impact on the climate and environment. More and more carbon dioxide is entering the atmosphere, with the result that the Earth is becoming warmer and warmer. According to a survey by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, traffic is responsible for 23% of all CO2 emissions worldwide. Electric vehicles counter that. Unlike gasoline and diesel cars, they don't emit any CO2 when driven. Low-emission cars also mean better air quality and therefore have a positive effect on people's health. Combustion engines are on their way out because fossil fuels like oil, from which gasoline and diesel are produced, are finite resources. According to the study, Statistical Review of World Energy 2017, the world's currently known oil reserves will last almost 50 years given current levels of consumption. To enable alternative forms of powertrain to become established, many countries offer incentives to buy e-cars. Norway, for example, subsidizes them greatly. The development of electromobility to the present day. Electromobility is regarded as a modern trend, but to be precise, it's not an invention of our times. Way back in 1867, and hence before the advent of the combustion engine, Werner von Siemens presented his electric generator based on the dynamo electric principle at the World's Fair in Paris. The first cars with an electric motor were presented at the end of the 19th century. That from the Belgian Camille Janetzi even set a record in 1899. It was the first road vehicle of any kind to reach a speed of 100 km per hour. From the end of the 19th century, trains and trams were supplied with energy by overhead lines or power rails. The combustion engine had a disadvantage back then. Vehicles had to be cranked up at considerable effort to get started. Gasoline drives did not begin to displace other types of powertrain until 1911, when the electric starter was invented. From then on, e-vehicles were relegated to a niche existence, although they never completely disappeared. In the mid-1990s, a hybrid model came on the market in the shape of the Toyota Prius. In 2008, a Californian roadster built by Tesla became the first e-car on the road that was suitable for highways and lengthier distances. And now Tesla, along with other emerging companies in this industry, is showing us how an electricity-powered car is no less, if not better, than your average gasoline car. Electromobility is making advances worldwide. The front-runner is China, where 777,000 e-cars and plug-in hybrids were sold in 2017. The country aims to drive electromobility by employing strict regulations to ensure that at least 5 million e-cars are on the road by 2020. The US and Norway follow in second and third respectively. However, the Scandinavian country has the highest ratio of e-cars. Germany ranks fourth in the world with 54,000 e-cars and plug-in hybrids being sold in 2017, according to a study by the Center of Automotive Management, CAM. Now, let's talk about what India is doing. Automotive Research Association of India, ARAI, has been playing a crucial role in assuring safe, less polluting, more efficient and reliable vehicles. It is a regulatory and an autonomous body affiliated to the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises, Government of India. ARAI is the leading automotive R&D organization in the country. The ARAI has indigenously developed India-specific cost-effective technology solutions for energy management system. This intelligent energy management system called ARAI EMI4 is a complete software and hardware platform comprising of advanced algorithms for energy management and automotive compliant hardware to interface with the energy source. We shall now focus on the National Electricity Mobility Mission Plan. India adds 30 million vehicles annually and has over 300 million vehicles on roads across the country. At the current growth rate, we are staring at doubling these numbers to over 600 million by 2030. Not only are we the fastest growing economy in the world, but also the third largest carbon emitting country that accounts for 7% of global carbon emissions. As a nation, we are facing a dichotomy of growth at the cost of climate change. By signing the Paris Agreement in 2015, India has shown its commitment to growing responsibly, which is a Herculean task. New Delhi announced its climate goal of reducing the emission intensity of the country's GDP by 33 to 35% by 2030 from the 2005 level. Under its National Electric Mobility Mission Plan, NEMMP, the government is targeting to achieve 6 to 7 million sales of electric and hybrid vehicles in India by the end of 2020. NEMMP aims to achieve national fuel security by promoting hybrid and electric vehicles in the country. Under NEMMP 2020, the government has launched faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India, FAME India scheme, to promote the manufacturing of electric and hybrid vehicle technology. Phase 1 of the scheme was initially launched for 2 years commencing from 1st April 2015, which was subsequently extended from time to time, and the last extension was allowed up to 31st March 2019. The first phase of the FAME India scheme was implemented through 4 focus areas, namely demand creation, technology platform, pilot project, and charging infrastructure. Market creation through demand incentives was aimed at incentivizing all vehicle segments, that is, two-wheelers, three-wheelers auto, passenger four-wheeler vehicles, light commercial vehicles, and buses. Based on the experience gained in the Phase 1 of FAME India scheme, it has been observed that a sufficient number of charging infrastructure is required to achieve the expected outcome of the plan, which is being addressed presently in Phase 2 of the FAME scheme. Department of Heavy Industry notified Phase 2 of the scheme with the approval of Cabinet with an outlay of Rs 10,000 crore for 3 years commencing from 1st April 2019. The main objective of the scheme is to encourage faster adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles by offering upfront incentives on the purchase of electric vehicles and also by establishing the necessary charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. The progress so far. On February 14, 2020, the first intercity electric bus was launched. The bus will transit between Mumbai and Pune twice every day. The bus seating capacity was 43. It is capable of running 300 kilometers on a single charge. The goal is to extend the service to other parts of Maharashtra as well. The Ministry of Union Transport is working under the target of converting all the buses into electric vehicles by 2022.
India is a power surplus nation, and so e-mobility is an effective solution to develop cost-effective, pollution-free, import substitute and sustainable transportation system. Adoption of e-vehicles and its benefits have been widely accepted all over the world. Several countries, including India, and automobile companies are doing innovations and working hard to improve electric vehicle batteries, charging infrastructure and driving range, and making whole ecosystem affordable for consumers. And I'm confident that India is going to become a #1 manufacturing hub of electric vehicles. Either it is four-wheeler, either it is two-wheeler, either it is three-wheeler, or either it is electric buses, or even for electric trucks. So the future is very bright.
The Department of Heavy Industries, operating under the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises, has sanctioned 2636 electric vehicle (EV) charging stations under the FAME India scheme Phase 2. The stations are to be set in 62 cities in 24 states and union territories. The move aims to make sure at least one electric vehicle charging station is available in a grid of 4 km by 4 km area in the selected cities. Out of the 2636 charging stations to be constructed, 1,633 will be fast charging stations and 1,003 are to be slow charging stations. Support from non-governmental enterprises. Over 70 startups have been set up in India to support electromobility. On top of that, the support from the companies currently plying their trade in India has also risen. Already, MG Motors has announced the possibility of Rs 10 lakh all-electric SUV giving a run for this price and range to Japanese competitors like Maruti Suzuki India, which itself is planning to bring a Wagon R electric in the alternative fuel badge.
Welcome to the future of mobility. When I say the future, yes, I'm talking about EV, electric vehicles. They are not only helping towards our environment, they are also helping towards the economy. Yes, they are helping towards our environment, as in there is no air pollution and there is no noise pollution if you are using an electric vehicle. You don't need to pay that much amount which you are like paying for a diesel or electric vehicles. As far as the service cost is concerned, as far as the maintenance cost is concerned, and as far as the running cost is concerned, absolutely I'll say that if you compare it with the electric or diesel vehicle, you'll say that it's almost free of cost.
Hyundai Motors Kona SUV has sold over 300 units in the past 6 months. Tata Motors too has launched an updated version of its Tigor EV, which now along with Mahindra's e-Verito has further diversified the electric vehicle market of India. Similar surprises in the two-wheeler space are expected to propel sales and lead to the much-desired transition. Currently, there are 3 major players: Bajaj Auto, TVS Motors and Ather. Mercedes-Benz will debut its EQ, an upcoming family of battery electric vehicles to be assembled in its local plant at Pune. The list goes on and on with players spreading their electric prowess for the Indian market. Let's talk about the advantages of electromobility. Electricity is cheaper than fossil fuels. Moreover, electric vehicles require less maintenance and fewer repairs. There's no need to change the oil and filters, and there are no exhaust systems, timing belts or V-belts. The lithium-ion batteries used in e-cars have a long service life, boast a high energy density and can be recharged many times over. The batteries in e-cars are to be used in the future to stabilize smart grids, which would enable us to better store energy, even on the days when there is relatively less sunlight or wind.
Hi, it's a very big day for me as I just bought my first new car. Initially, I was confused about which car to buy, but then I chose electric mobility over diesel and petrol engines. It's an eco-friendly car and I care about the environment. It's a low maintenance car and also it doesn't even increase my electricity bill. It's the future of mobility.
Electric cars deliver high performance and have a far higher efficiency than vehicles with a combustion engine. In the long run, the total cost of ownership of an e-car can be lower than a vehicle with a conventional drive. The use of electric vehicles frees up the fossil fuels and other non-renewable fuel resources to be used for other more important projects that necessarily require fuels to operate. For example, space exploration. We now envision the e-car of the future. Despite all the highly promising forecasts, electromobility is still in its infancy, not only as regards its low market share to date, but also from a technical perspective. Electromobility will only live up to the hopes pinned on it if the price of cars and batteries falls, charging networks grow and also become more intelligent, and e-cars achieve a level of energy efficiency to make them ready for the market. A lot is happening, especially in terms of energy efficiency. Companies and researchers are continuously working to enhance batteries. Battery power would increase to 250 of the current energy content by 2020. Better batteries will increase the range and reduce charging time, two crucial incentives for users. A comprehensive network of charging stations is vital if electromobility is to become established. If more manufacturers build e-cars and batteries become cheaper, the vehicles could achieve the breakthrough within a few years. That is why the physicist and e-mobility expert Richard Randall predicts at least every 10th new car worldwide will be an electric one by 2022, and by 2030, India will be a leading example in the field.
Oh my, I didn't know that you're so intelligent.
Yes, darling, I am.
वो सब तो ठीक है. मान लिया that your husband is intelligent, this car is amazing. इसी बात पे एक राइड तो बनती है.
हाँ, क्यों नहीं? Let's go.
Thank you.
अबे स्टार्ट तो कर कार.
ऑलरेडी ऑन है भाई.
क्या बात कर रहा है यार? इसमें तो इंजन साउंड ही नहीं है. मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा कि तूने कब स्टार्ट कर दी.
भाई साहब, वन मोर क्वालिटी ऑफ दिस कार. चले, लेट्स गो.